Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. This is comics. I rechanged. I used to do the back issue Bonanza and the What You're Reading and there was something else on the monthly visit. I'm just gonna call it comics. It sounds better. It's more exciting. So I'm gonna go through all my playlists and update them and change everything to comics, and that's what I'm gonna do from now on. So whatever they were kind of cheeky, but nobody got what I was talking about. So comics. This is just me talking about comics. So what am I doing here? So first off, for those of you who don't know, Heroic Tales 2 is on Kickstarter, and it's got 5 more days left. $5.99. Can we take it over 600? I got 53 backers on Kickstarter for issue number 1. I'm down to 25. You know what? I don't know. So I got 25 backers on Kickstarter and and 175 backers. So I literally have 200 backers. So I'm 100 backers short. I would like to get 101 more backers. That'll beat my first campaign. So I'm a little happy because everybody tells me that the second issue is a 50% drop off. So I have a 1/3 drop off. Keep in mind, my family and friends didn't follow up with it, issue 2. So there we go. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show this is a bunch of back issues that I just bought, and I've been keeping them here for when I didn't have any guests. I think I'll turn up the light. There you go. I don't care how bright my face is because that's not the important thing. Oh, I just turned it off. That's not a good thing to do. Let's adjust this light. Okay, whatever. Here you go. So I'm also on Fund My Comic. So as of right now, I got exactly 200 backers. And it's funny because my last campaign had exactly 300 backers. So I would like to get 101 more backers. So what geeks do? How is everybody? How are you, John? I'm good. Cut my thumb today. Cut my thumb at work. Hurts. It hurts a lot. But every day I cut myself. All right. So I'm just going to filibuster a bit. You guys want to see a spoiler? Guys want to see a spoiler? A cool spoiler? Uh, yeah. I'm going to spoil this. Okay. You guys getting the spoiler? Once was cool. That's Crenshaw, right? Hello, just about to do a workout. Gonna listen. Okay, well before you go away, check this out. Here's fresh off the Renzo press. So this is one of my characters. This is my spellcasting wizard character. Okay, this is the metaphysician. So I didn't want to say his name until I had. So this is gonna be his trading card. And why did I show? Am I showing this? Because Renzo's hard at work. I got a 12-page story that's going to be in somebody else's comic. Their character meets up with my characters. So uh, it's no secret that my comics are based on my role-playing games. So uh, believe it or not, the Public Eye was my character. When my friend Jimmy ran the game, I used a character called the Public Eye, and my wife did not like when I role-played the Public Eye because I acted, you know, I was in the Public Eye's headspace all night long. And Jimmy's really good. I'm a pain in the ass when I game master. I control the world. I control everything. You have input to your backstory, but it has to fit in my world. Whereas Jimmy likes it when we make up stuff and add to his world. You know. So I was making up everything about the Public Eye. And Jimmy's like, "That's cool. That's cool." He loves that stuff. Me, I like it, but you can't contradict what's already been there. So I'm kind of a jerk. But so the Public Eye was my character. Colonel Strong was my friend Mike's character. And Colonel Strong has a Marshall Strong. His name is Colonel Marshall Strong. Colonel Strong has his own comic. Issue 2 was closed up on Fund My Comic. I mean, on Kickstarter. Uh, my friend Dan Sen of Thunder Zone is going to publish 6 issues, and I think we're not 100%. I think when Thunder Zone is finished with all 6 issues, because gotta respect Dan. Uh, put it out. It's funny because Mike started years ago, and then I thought Mike stopped. I didn't realize he was. And just coincidentally, when we both started making comics without talking to each other, he made his comic and I made my comic. So we're gonna take his comic. I'm gonna change a couple of the words so the continuity fits, because I'm a pain in the neck that way, and I'm going to fold it into Longbox Comics, and we'll make them add-ons for all my campaigns. Or maybe we'll just do a whole Marshall Strong 1-6 whatever campaign. I don't know. We'll see. But that's issue 2 just came out, so we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, so Mike, he's actually the guy who taught me how to play Villains Vigilantes. He's the one who discovered the game, taught me how to play. He has Marshall Strong. Then my friend Paul, he has a character named Magnum. He's gigantic and super strong and has magnetic power. So he's like the Hulk and Magneto. That's Paul for you. He wants super strong, smashing characters. And then my friend Jimmy, he has a few characters, but he has a spellcaster, and he never had a superhero name for him. His name was Dick Dante, Richard Dante, Dr. Richard Dante. Dr. Dante, and he was on the path of becoming a superhero. So I just jumped the gun a little bit. So Jimmy didn't even know this costume. So here is the finished jump to the superhero. He is the metaphysician. So he's my spellcaster, and through him, I will teach you guys the nature of the universe, the nature of magic, and all the supernatural realms of the. So at this comic, we are going to debut the Meta League. That's the name of the team that the Patriarch is on. Now, the Patriarch and Mary Sue are going to form a new team because of philosophical differences. They're not going to fight like Civil War, but they're going to form a new team later on, probably around issue 10 of Heroic Tales. And then, so I wanted to take all my friends' characters, my character, and then Mary Sue and the Patriarch, who were made up for the comic books. Nobody ever role played them, and put them all in one comic together that'll be sold in a comic book store. So my friends are over the moon that all of our characters, we've been talking about it for 30 years, all of our characters are going to be in a comic book drawn by Renzo and colored by Oscar. How freaking cool is this? It's going to be awesome. It's a good story. Good story. So I've been blabbering about this. So as you can see, he kind of has an eye symbol. That symbol on his chest is called the Eye of Creation. It's also the footprint of Science City. That symbol is an important part of my universe. One might say it's the map of the universe. More on that as the comics develop. So he is the magician, so he understands the nature of the universe. He understands the nature of the universe so much his eyes glow with Kirby crackle. Because there's 27 letters of the language of creation. The language of creation is the symbology that magicians use to cast spells. And the less symbols that you know, the less letters, the more you need material components. So you're actually using material components to fill in the gaps because you don't know the letters. Well, he knows not all the letters, but he knows so much of the letters that he barely needs material components. And he has so much knowledge of the universe that his eyes crackle. There's actual steps. Once you get past a certain level of letters, you get a halo, then you get a mandala, and then you get the Kirby crest. So he's not quite at mandala level. So he's not quite at halo or Mandela level. So there you go. There you go. Oh wow, we have a lot of comments. So teasing me. I wish I could figure out how to change this back to your real names. That's driving me nuts. I'll talk to StreamYard. Spoiler, who'd have thunk? They're thinking of me. They're making fun of me. Awesome. Marcus is saying, cool. John's Longbox, you're venturing into magic into your world. Always was. There always was magic. Always was magic. And here is the first spellcaster. Like I said, there's 3 ways to get superpowers in my world. Magic, the normal way, which you'll see in the Mary Sue, and then there's genetic tampering. Not quite mutants, but you'll see. Like, those are the 3 ways of getting magic. And I guess technology, if you want to be Iron Man, but then you're not a superhero. You're just a human who's using a lot of equipment. Everybody's saying hello to each other. I know Dan. Everybody knows Dan. Dan Sen, funny enough, he was a customer at my comic book store. We've known each other since we were kids. I just think it's funny. The Incredible Pulp. How many of us like went on to make comics and stuff? John, what is your battle this week on It's Clobbering Time? Good question. I wanted to do the Warhammer gods versus the Cthulhu gods, and I asked my buddies over at Dark Alchemy Labs, and they're kind of hemming and hawing. So my backup was just all the fictional wizards, but I think I'm going to stick to it. If I could get somebody who knows the Warhammer gods well enough, because today is Lovecraft's birthday, so I would like to stick with Warhammer gods versus the Cthulhu gods, and then we could just do a deep dive on the gods and everything like that. Heroic Tales comic book on Kickstarter. 5 more days on Kickstarter. Once it's done on Kickstarter, it's done on Kickstarter. I just did Kickstarter because I got 53 backers last time. So, Heroic Tales on Fund My Comic. It's going to stay on Fund My Comic. Oh, more good news. More good news. I'm done plotting. Oh, I might as well show it. I might as well show it. Okay. It's not quite a spoiler because I spoiled it already. But the mythological historical comic, I announced it. So did anybody miss the announcement of what it is? And if you did, because I first put it in the chat section of my YouTube channel, because I figured let the subscribers and people that have been here since the beginning learn first. But the plotting is done and the script is being written. Now, once the plotting is the hard part for me, the script is remarkably fast. Once I get the plot, I torture myself with plotting, writing it, throwing it away, writing it. So this will be written pretty good. But Renzo's got a 40-page Patriarch story to draw, 7 more pages of the guest story, and then he's got a Raven and a Mary Sue story to draw. And then we're going to tackle the origin of Santa Claus. The origin of Santa Claus. There's Odin on his throne. He knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. So it's going to be a biography of St. Nicholas, the historical religious St. Nicholas, from his birth to his death, as told by Odin, the Allfather, because he's desperate to escape his fate of Ragnarok. I can't wait. I can't wait. Look at those colors by Oscar. Look at that. That is so good. And we have three posters that we're going to make. This is the first of the 3 posters. And then it's off to the races. And other good news, other good things are moving. Things are moving. We hit a slow period, but things are moving. The other good news is Tonic Bowl just sent me a big long message today. He's caught up with everything, and he is currently working on Eddie is Doomed pages. He had his own comics to work with, and we understood that. He didn't even have to say it. His own stuff is his priority. So his own stuff is his priority. He's all caught up, and he says he's issue 12 of Saving the World is done, ready to go, and he doesn't want to start issue 13 till he's finished with Eddie is Doomed. So he's gangbusters into Eddie is Doomed. So that, man. So I don't know what it's. I don't want to promise anything that I can't deliver. The Meta League versus Phenomenova. Who wins? Oh, the Meta League. The Meta League. Captain Atlas alone could crush everybody, and I mean everybody. Captain Atlas alone could probably beat the Avengers. He's overpowered, but what a weakness. I hope you're having a blessed day. I'm having a very blessed day. Besides cutting my thumb, can you see that? I cut my thumb. Besides cutting my thumb, I had a really, really good day today. All this good news. So looks like I'm all caught up in the comments. So let's start looking at comic books. Okay, so here. Oh, I think I have one more spoiler to show you. Do I have one more spoiler to show you? Yes, I got one more spoiler to show you. I already showed it on Twitter, so it's not really that spoilery, but why not? I'll show it. But why? Because it's Lovecraft's birthday, and I announced this today. So what are the odds? I didn't plan it. I didn't plan it, that Janet. So here is, I'll make this big. Here is the first page of the crossover. Okay, I figure nobody's going to guess what it is, so this was safe to show. Yes, that's a Lovecraft-inspired monster, and that is the Meta League. So this is Renzo. This is how he sends me pages for approval. What do you think of this layout? What do you think of this? The only correction I had is Mary Sue doesn't fly. So Mary Sue is up on the top right over there. So Mary Sue. So maybe he could swap the Metaphysician and Mary Sue. Metaphysician's flies. So there's the creature. Right center is the other character that I'm crossing over with. You'll never guess. But everybody else, these are members of the Meta League. So we got the Patriarch over there in the top left. Under him, the big guy, that's Magnum. Then the guy with the gun, that's Colonel Strong. Then past, I'm not mentioning the Viking woman. I'm not mentioning her name. Then we got the Public Eye, the Metaphysician, King Fu, and Mary Sue. So, Mary Sue can't fly. So he should swap out the Metaphysician and Mary Sue. So there you go. Honor of Lovecraft's birthday, we got a Lovecraft-inspired creature. And it's totally Lovecraft-inspired because they even call it an Eldritch Horror. They even call it an Eldritch Horror. But you know that about me. My comic book is part Dungeons & Dragons, part superheroes, part Lovecraft. All right, so let's get to comics. We got enough people watching. So this is the first of the back issues. Okay, so I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 3. This is first print. I'm probably going to read this tonight because Friday we're going to do John and Tonic Ball and myself. We're going to talk about the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. My wife and I went to go see it Sunday. Spoiler alert, I absolutely loved it. And so Tonic is over the moon. So this is an original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Here is, these could be upside down. That'll drive me crazy. So these are upside down. So let's spin these around. So here we go. This is Conan the Barbarian number 12. Is this a Gil Kane cover? Yeah, that looks like Gil Kane. Is this still Barry Windsor Smith inside? I don't know. But that looks like Gil Kane. So there we go. This is Conan the Barbarian number 12. So that's the next thing for me to read. And we got, this is Dan Slott's run on the Fantastic Four, which is surprisingly good. Dan Slott may be a jerk, but he can write a good comic book. I am enjoying this. I'm breaking my rules. Well, I'm not breaking my rules. I just quit buying new Marvel comics in 2015, but I couldn't quit the Fantastic Four. I couldn't quit. You broke back Baxter building. So I'm still getting Fantastic Four comics. Is this Roger Corbin? No. It looked like Roger Corbin for a second. So there's the Thing versus the Hulk. Legacy number 657. Sort of makes me feel a little bit better. Okay, there's number 13. In 1 second, the Hulk will kill him unless... I don't like the way the Thing looks here. I don't like... And I did not read these, so I have no idea if they're good or not. Okay, Battle Gods. This is Oscar Carreno is one of the colorists on this comic. I think it's a studio. So we were talking about Mayan. I was floating the idea of a Mayan character, and it's funny. Oscar's very protective of Mayan culture and everything like that. So everything I suggested, he shot down. Not that he's my boss or anything, but you want it to be authentic. And I really don't know that much about Mayan. Other than I'm getting more and more interested in it. I know more about Aztec, not that much about Mayan, but I'm getting really the what I'm learning about it. I like it a lot, but I don't know enough about it to jump into a comic book. Other than I'm getting interested. So this is Battle Gods. I'll put this over here because it's not ready to. Shades of Blue. I don't know why I got this. To be honest, but I did, and I actually enjoyed it. So this is okay. Oh, these are okay. So I got the first couple of issues, and then I kind of liked it. So this is Shades of Blue number 6. This is Shades of Blue number 8. This is Battle Gods number 6. Battle Gods number 7. Taken versus Chill Bakan. Rock the Chak. So this is like Fight Club meets sci-fi meets sorcery meets the Mayan gods. I really like it. Really like it. Okay, here's some Hulks because I caught up on my back issues of Hulks. So this is bad. I gotta say, from Hulk, I don't know. This has been 25 issues of just nothing. The only important thing is Jarella died, if you know that story, and Doc Samson was, but otherwise, this is just, it's just low effort. This is Stan Lee's lowest effort that I've ever read. These comics are not good. Hulk must have been a real third string character at this point. It's not that good. This is 48. This looks like a Ming the Merciless kind of character. Oh, Jarella. Oh, Jarella's back. I guess she didn't die. Oh, that's right. He lost Jarella. Now he's going back. Now she's going to die. Okay. More Battle Gods. More Battle Gods. These colors are really good. No comment? Nothing? Nothing? Anybody want to come in and talk with me? At 8:30, I'm gonna go have RJ over for Comic Book Team Up. So if anybody wants to come in and talk with me, pop in. You know, the rules are I want to see your face. This is a conversation where we have faces. You know, especially if you're new. If I don't know you and you don't have a camera on, I'm not going to let you come in. I've been burnt before. People come in with and then all of a sudden they turn on porn or something like that. So there you go. So this is Battle Gods number 8, G.I. Joe number 3. So this is how I'm collecting G.I. Joe and stuff. So I don't spend a lot of money. I read it, and then when I read it, then I put it in order for the next issue. Otherwise, I'll just order 25 at once, and then I'll spend a lot of money. So this is the way I limit myself. So G.I. Joe, I got up to 3 issues of G.I. Joe so far. Okay, so this is Fantastic Four 14. It begins here, Point of Origin. Is that a crossover, or is this just a new story? I don't know. But like I said, these Dan Slott stories are pretty good. So I can, and if you notice that I'm putting them in different stacks, if I put them over here, that means I could read them. If I put them over here, well, they came out. I gotta put them in the correct order before I could read them. Yeah, you're talking to a nut job. So this is Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch number 4. I already did this, but if it was all, I didn't realize it when I bought it. It was just beat up and nonsense all over it. So I bought another copy. Oh, this is Joe Stanton instead of John Byrne. Why did I buy Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch? It was John Byrne's first series, and I'm a John Byrne nut job. I'm a John Byrne nut job. So this is already read. So this could go onto the stack of comics that I already read. Oh, it's Fantastic Four 10. That makes sense because I usually buy 1 to 5 and then 6 to 10. And, you know, I buy 5 at a time. So this is War of the Realms, I guess. Pretty cool. So let me put this over here. Let me put that over here. This is Shades of Blue number 7. Like I said, I started. Oh, we got a guest. How you doing, Mr.?
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going? Put the links to your campaigns in the private chat so I can throw them in the public chat. You know.
All right. Yeah.
Always got to be helping my friends. You know what I mean? Tonic Mole asked if I can retweet. I said absolutely, because we always got to be helping each other. If we don't help each other,
who will, right?
Who will? I mean, we'll help ourselves, but
yeah.
You know.
Well, you can't expect these ex-pros to do it for you.
Yeah. Well, not without selling your souls. Like, oh my God, we promoted you. Now you have to, you know.
Now you owe us.
Yeah. Now we are your masters, lords and masters.
Yeah, they can suck my dick.
And the funny thing is, I didn't even get promoted, and they act like I did. So what is this? I'm putting a link. What is this for?
Melvin 2.
And what about the Zed in Odysseus?
Oh yeah, I got that too.
Yeah. So this is Melvin 2. I got Melvin 0, I think. I got to catch up. I got to get Melvin.
Yeah.
I got Melvin 0. And I like your artwork. It reminds me, and I couldn't remember.
Oh, that's
The
That's
last time we talked, I said your art
Rob
reminds me of
Ewing.
Phil Hester.
Really?
And I couldn't remember his name, but the name just popped into me. He reminded me of Phil Hester on a comic called Dragon Breather, or Fire Breather. It was about a half boy, half dragon character, and it just
Oh
disappeared.
yeah, I remember you said that.
It's not Shades of Blue. I don't know. This is amateur-y, but I kind of like it. Kind of like it.
If you get Melvin 1, you're gonna know it's the first comic book I ever wrote.
Oh, so Melvin Zero. It makes sense.
Melvin 0, not Melvin 0, Melvin 1.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, the zeros people always seem to write later.
Yeah. Yeah, but it took me 3 years how to figure out how to make that work. But Melvin 1 is like the first thing I ever wrote, right, and finished. And I was like, however this is going to turn out. Havoc?
It's got a damage over here.
Oh,
like
damn.
I said, I'm not.
I
don't
can see
need.
that.
I don't need to be mint. But so, ladies and gentlemen, when they say good, they really mean garbage. So,
They probably should have said that. It's meh. It's meh. I look back and I was like, you know what? My books have gotten better.
yeah, we all do. The story that I wrote last week, it said to Rod Mosicki. Oh my God, it was the greatest story ever written. And the story that I'm finishing up tomorrow will probably be the greatest story I've ever written. Point being is always be getting better. Always to the point. I see the cracks in issue 1. I'm real proud of the suit story in Heroic Tales #1, the backup story. I think it was better written than the first story. So, but wait do you see? What do you read the Mary Sue story? What is this link?
Melvin 1.
Okay, so we
got all the Melvins.
I got this because I bought Shades of Blue, and I didn't realize I got the second printing. So this better be the first printing, or I'm going to.
I don't like how that cover looks. It bothers me for some reason.
Well, it's super amateur.
Yeah.
This is the first issue. It gets a little better. Like this is issue 10.
I see.
I enjoyed it despite the fact that it's not too good, if that makes sense. I liked it, flaws and all. So here's number 9.
And not warts and all?
Yeah. This cover's terrible. This is issue 2. You can see it gets better and better and better. She looks like a baby. Like this is cover. This isn't bad. This isn't bad for. Okay, this is 3. I mean the facial expressions are not. And then I got this thanks to Marcus Kelligrew. This is Matt Baker, The Art of Glamour, but they packed it like retards and it's all banged up, and I paid $50 for this. So I will be returning this tomorrow, and they better be shipping me out a new one. Look at this. I mean, like I said, I'm normally not a thing, but for $50 packed, they literally wrapped it in bubble paper and then threw it in an oversized box, so it just slammed around.
Oof.
I paid $50, but it's only $39.95. So I think I'll just be getting my money back and trying to find it for $39.95. I'll go to Barnes and Noble or something like that. Yeah. Now I'm pissed. Now I didn't realize that it was $39.95. I'll go to Barnes and Noble and pick it up. I'm sure my wife go there frequently. All right, so that's all of the new stuff that I bought. This is my Enterprise bottle opener.
Oh yeah, that's kind of cool.
And here is a stack of comics that I already read. So normally I do these in separate videos, but you know what? I'm killing time. So here is a stack of.
Oh, there's a chopper bunch.
Yeah, really in the chopper bunch. What is this? Okay. What is this? Okay. Okay. I'm going to give you guys another art spoiler. Okay, here's an art spoiler. This is the sketch that I sent to Renzo of Odin on his throne. So I keep these sketches, and someday I'm going to do an art of Longbox Comics, and you'll see all the sketches that I sent to Renzo, and you'll see what he.
What he had to deal.
So that
we had to deal with.
Yeah. So you can see the wolves over here, the ravens, the throne. So there you go.
So you're making this. You're making your second heroic tales.
Yeah, Heroic Tales 2 is the last pages. The last colored pages should be here. I talked to Daniel. Daniel, this is probably telling tales out of school, but Daniel just doesn't respond for like a month. Like you won't hear him for like a long. So I finally messaged him. I was like, Daniel, if you don't respond by Friday, I'm giving everything over to Oscar. So that he responded to because I know he sees the messages. And I said, I need this.
I hate it when people do. It's like, dude, if somebody says something to you and you got business with them, respond right away.
Yeah. So I again, I'm telling tales out of school. So I said, Daniel, the way I do things, and I got a couple of people like Marcus works with me. I try not to be a pest. Fridays and only Fridays. I send everybody that I'm working with either a text, a message, or whatever, some sort an email, whatever, however we communicate. Hey, how you doing? It's Friday. Just check it up. Because I learned the hard way. If you don't check up on people, they kind of forget. You know what I mean? So it's not high pressure. It's not oh. Speaking of chat,
that guy is everywhere. I see. He was on Rick's channel. Now he's here.
Yes.
I love
you following me,
Dave.
Yes, Tim. Put your
links in the private chat, and I'll put it in the public chat. Dave Brink here for Genuine Comics. Perfect 10, number 6, and the hardcover. I gotta back it tonight. I forgot to back it. Good thing.
Get 2 issues for $20.
Yep.
Did you buy this book because of the boobies?
I bought this book because I'm a Hernandez brothers. The boobies were special or extra, right. But I've been a Love and Rockets fan. I've been a Hernandez brothers fan for decades, but I gotta say, it's turning into like porn. The latest like.
What was your first clue?
Well, it's always been big boobs. It's always been big boobs, but it's been like sparse nudity and really story heavy. And then I do think that it's tempting to do more and more nudity in your comics. Like,
if you want to see some violence and some like heavy metal style, shit, Faust.
Yeah.
I saw somebody had an issue of that. And I mean,
I loved Faust when it came out. And then when I went through my collection, I saw that I was missing 2 issues. So I bought the 2 issues. I can't read them now. The art is outstanding, but it just disturbs me too much.
Oh yeah, especially when one guy gets his head cut off and you can see the veins and shit.
Yeah, really detailed.
Wow.
Tim Vigil. Yeah. So this comic, Psychodrama Illustrated. The conceit of this comic is this is Frida. This is Luba, the main character's sister, and she made sexy sexploitation films throughout her life. So these are all the movies that she made. So without explanation, you open up, she's dressed as a werewolf, she's dressed as a vamp, she's on, you know what I mean? But you already know that these are the comic books based on the movies that she made, and she's always naked because, whatever. But it's not porn. Now because this is like Hernandez brothers jump back and forth at time. This is like set 20 years ago. The newest comics is set right now, and Frida is Fritzy rather. Fritzy is older, and her daughter is a cam girl, and it's just I don't need to explain what's going on it's kind of like enough's enough. Like I'm not a prude. Sexy nudity is fine, you know what I mean. Even like full on nudity is fine, but enough's enough. You know what I mean? But like the Savage Dragon went too far. This is the Edge.
Savage Dragon used to be good.
Savage Dragon was one of the best comics ever. Now it's like I'm only collecting it because I'm too stubborn to quit, and I should.
Well,
quit.
They fell off after they sent the dragon to the electric chair.
Right. Yeah, they killed Savage Dragon, and now so they literally he's a green man, but they replaced him with his black son. Because Eric Larson's so progressive. This is the Edge. This is Marvin Wynn. He was one of the first guests to ever come on my channel, so I buy his comics. He's up to issue 8, so he doesn't crowdfund, I don't think, but he's associated with Heroinberg. Real competent comics. They look really good. If you like You know what? If you like Wowsis, you'd like this. Very very similar style. We're back to
Oh, Hulk.
these like I said, these Hulks, these are like when people say like the 70s comics were bad, these are the comics I talk about. They're really
They seem to be nothing.
yeah, the generic low effort comics. You know, the Hulk is just walking and the Sandman jumps out. He fights the Sandman. Why don't you leave me alone? Like, you know, that's why I never really liked the Hulk.
That's why I can't get too much in the 70s comic books.
At the same time, there were phenomenal 70s comics. Just the Hulk. This was just, you could tell he put the effort into everything else, and then it was like, Hulk. All right, he's gonna fight Sandman. You know, what's the story? Do you need it? He's just trying to get some sleep, and the Sandman bothers him. You know,
I completely forgot about that early Sandman design with the costume. They actually gave him the super.
Yeah, this is his superhero costume or supervillain costume. This is Jupiter. This is Jason Sandberg's comic. I freaking love this comic. He is about to launch issue 2 crowdfund. I bought issue 1, but this is the first series. The first series, 1 to 9. You could get them. You know, I got them on my comic shop. But these are so good. These are so good. This is Punchline. This is Bill Williams' comic, autographed by Bill.
Yeah.
Was Punchline a DC character? Or is that just
There is a DC character named Punchline.
okay?
This comic came out first, but you know, it's one of those names you can't trademark.
Yeah.
But Punchline, because it's a joke. You know, the world is a joke. So this is Mel. She used to be a superhero. She got stabbed and she was literally dying. And in these agents could pass on their powers. Somebody passed it on to her. She's literally dying. She passes it on to this girl. And then she, like, when you pass it on, it's like you turn normal and she was healed. Or she could have kept the powers and died. So it was like, I can't die with the powers. That's the end of the line. So she passed them off. Now, this girl can't give up the powers until she's died. The problem is she's a good guy. She's a goody. And Mel is a dark agent who's like the Punisher with superpowers. So Mel is pissed because she's just a regular person now. And she's pissed that this girl won't go all out and just slaughter everybody. No, she's a good guy. It's a good, interesting dynamic. And here's all the cards and everything. More issues of Jupiter. Like I said, I really, really like Jupiter. This is an actual module of Villains Vigilantes. And so it's Superworld, Villains Vigilantes, and Champions. These were the 3 superhero role-playing games that came out in the 80s. So I didn't have this one, and one of my viewers sent it to me. So that's pretty cool. Florida Man, Mike Barron's Florida Man.
I remember that.
Yeah. So one of the issues is out of order, but this is all the issues of Florida Man. Is the second issue, or no? This I think is the second. Yeah, this is the second issue, but they misprinted and put a 1 on. So I actually bought this comic 3 times with 3 different covers. Like, why can't I get number 2? Because it's a misprint. So all of them say number 1. So I have this comic like 4 times. So but there you go, Mike. Helping you out. This is number 3. And this is the 4th issue, but it's, you know, like a trade paperback size. This is him versus Hogzilla. Here's the first appearance of
I remember that one.
Of Doc Samson. This is the best issue of the, but man, is Doc Samson unlikable in this. He is such an arrogant pain in the neck.
What's with the stupid T-shirt with the lightning bolt across it?
That is awesome. He's got the blue pants. The thing is, Doc Samson is a wimpy psychologist. And he fantasizes about being a superhero. So he invents this machine that siphons off some of Hulk's gamma radiation and funnels it to himself to turn into a superhero. So he makes a garish costume. Like, even in the comics, it's supposed to be an over-the-top costume. You know, because it's basically a wimpy guy's
idea.
Yeah. This is Valkyrie. This is a great cover. And it's funny. Some girl. The Hulk is just wandering through New York City, and like super liberal New Yorkers find the Hulk, and and they're like, we're bored. Let's be activists. So they're petitioning the government to give Hulk rights and stop persecuting the Hulk. And then Hulk smashes their house. It's like perfect example of like all you BLM Antifa people. But their daughter is outside, because the Hulk is part of the patriarchy. The Hulk is part of the patriarchy. Women's live with, and so the Enchantress gives her the powers of the Valkyrie. So it's Valkyrie before Valkyrie. The Valkyrie that becomes part of the Defenders is somebody else. So, the Brunhilde personality was bounced around for a couple of bodies. This is some Hulk. Doctor Doom is going to use the Hulk to kill the Fantastic Four, and of course Hulk turns on Doctor Doom. But this is a great cover. Look at that color. What do you think of that color, Dave?
I'm sorry, what?
What do you think of this? I love the purple on this.
Oh yeah, purple is like
unfortunately
with
the cover
pants also.
The cover is the best thing about this comic.
Oh really?
Yeah, but it's a great cover. Great cover. And here we got all new Hulk fighting the God Spawn.
They do that with a lot of books, don't they? They had the all new, all different X-Men, and then they had the all new, all different X Factor, and now, but before that they had the all new Hulk.
Well, what they did was, if you notice, this is 144. It's 15 cents.
Right.
And this is a regular size comic. It jumps to 25 cents. It's double sized. So there's extra pages and everything like that. Marvel did that for a little bit just to get more money, but like we kind of like joke about that, like, oh my God, I went up a whole dime. That's nothing to us, but kids got pissed. You went from 15 cents to 25 cents. And then comics went down to 20 cents.
And now they're $25.
I know.
Yeah.
This is Dan Panosian's The Lost Boys. Oh, the last boy.
Detail.
The last boy. Yeah. So this I've talked about this a million times. I'm a big fan of Peter Pan. Like, there's a couple of books that I'm very protective of. Peter Pan, The Wizard of Oz. These are books that, like, when I see other people are using them, I get my hackles up. Well, Dan Panosian's doing it with respect. So this is after the events of Peter Pan. He's the last boy, and he kills Captain Hook, and everybody's like, "What'd you kill Captain? It's a game, and you just killed him." And now the last villain. It's it kind of reminds me of Fables. This is Christine. I don't know why. I think sometimes when I order from a discount comic book service, they throw in comics. I don't know if their warehouse is getting full, and I've been a customer for so long. But it's funny because there's a nudie cover and there's a non-nudie cover, but like it's not that bad. She's a college girl who believes she's a superhero, but nobody else knows. There's no such thing as superheroes. So I don't know if it's a plot, if she's crazy. I'm kind of curious. So if they're throwing it in, hoping I'm going to buy issue 2, I'm going to get issue 2.
It would be a short-lived series if she thought she was invincible, and she ran at a bunch of people with guns and got shot up.
Right.
I'm a superhero. I can't be killed by bullets.
Yeah, this is a. I don't know if I bought this or if they threw this Gehenna. Oh, I know. I bought this because the name Gehenna. Because I'm pissed, Dave. This is a name that I was going to use as an assassin named Gehenna, and now there's a comic book that used the name Gehenna. So I was like, I got to see if it's anything like my character.
I always called Image Comics the MySpace of comic books because people go, they're still around. Yeah, they're still around.
But Dave,
can't recognize them though.
Would you take your comics to Image, or have you tried to take your comics to Image?
No, I haven't tried.
I was kind of hoping to hear what you had to say, because people say it's a scam company, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but for me, I'm thinking, because I kind of broke even on Heroic Tales 1, and I just about broke even on Heroic Tales 2. So, if I could get like Heroic Tales 3 made and then like go to Image, it's already paid for. So you know what I mean? Like, but you know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm thinking of that.
Well, yeah, to get it out there, once you have your money recouped, right? You could
Right.
like go that route, so it's out there, so you have some readers.
You could always just
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I just realized that I've been ignoring the chat. It's weird. My chat was stuck, and all of a sudden it just jumped. And oh, so yes. Oh wow, it is way back. Hello, John. Greetings, chat. Oh wow, this Gil Kane. Okay, Marcus is greeting. Just driving home. Mayan language is my favorite to listen. I don't know. Could you point me to a video or send me a DM of this? I'd like to listen to it. Barry Windsor says, okay, Barry Windsor Smith drew the inside of Conan, Authentic Human Sacrifice. Obviously, that's not the total of, culture. Stan Lee did not write those whole. It says Stan Lee.
Well,
these are Roy Thomas. You're right, Marcus. Yeah. These are Roy Thomas. These are Roy.
Stan Lee would be. Sorry.
Good. I talked too much.
I was going to say Stanley is known for putting his name on books, even if he didn't.
No, it does say Roy Thomas. I forgot that it's Roy. How Roy Thomas got to keep his job after writing this such direct. Back issue prices have come down. They are coming down. They are coming down. But I'm not buying too many key issues anymore because I kind of have the only key issues I'm missing. I'm never going to be able to afford, like the first appearance of Iron Man, the first appearance of Spider-Man. Like I'll never be able to afford those. I think that was Jerry Conway. It's Roy Thomas. Why is half the words backwards? How do you think Wheelie's biology works? That's interesting. Oh, Shades of Blue has a nice cover. I can't believe I missed all of these comments.
I had a reprint of the second Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
This is first printing. First printing. This was really good. This is the first appearance of April O'Neil. And I was confused because April O'Neil is a scientist in this. I thought
she was a reporter.
Yeah, I was informed that the movie that I just watched is where she became a reporter. So I'll read.
No, the cartoon came out before the movie.
Oh, the cartoon? Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to get her in the story as a reporter.
And because for some reason, because she had a perm, even though I guess it was explained that she was originally going to be black, but they decided to go with a red.
No, she was
well, I mean, originally, but they changed.
She had a perm. Perms were big.
And then that's another thing that kind of caused people to go, well, see, she was she has a perm.
She's coded. Coded means I get to impose what I want on a character.
Yeah, some bullshit like that.
So I've not seen any Solomon Kane movies. Is there a good one? Is there
There's one that was pretty good, but I think they only made one.
Okay, it's not spectacular, but the color's nice to look at. Admittedly, I'm partial to seasonal themes. Oh, which comic you talking about? I'm sorry that the chat was stuck and then it just jumped. Always getting better. ABGB. What is AB?
Always be getting better.
Oh, always be getting better. Wow, we are so far behind. That's rough. Yes, you should. Oh, okay. Now we're talking about my Matt Baker book. Yes. Hey, we got R.J. Williams here. He's got Call Sign Orion. Call Sign Orion is. I'm not a pest. Yeah, Marcus is referring to, like I said, Dave is a creator here, and what we were talking about right before you showed up was on Fridays. I just message everybody I'm working with, and I don't want to be a pest, and I don't want to be like, oh, you know what I mean. So that's why I compromised on just Fridays, but I would like a response. Dave knows who I'm talking about with one person who just doesn't freaking respond to the point where I said, if you don't respond on Fridays, you got, if I respond to you, you got 24 hours to respond or I can't work with you anymore. And I don't want to be a jerk, but I can't have my comic book late because one guy either took up too much work or whatever. I don't know the situation at home, but
you don't want the awkward conversation to fire somebody.
So you like a blueprint for a picture. It's okay to call them drawings, or is there a more professional? I call it layouts. That's what Renzo calls them. Hey, we got Brian Bow over here. Brian Bow of Wolf and Batsy. Good to see you, Brian.
Hey, what's up? So I had to fire it time. It took a friend of mine, Andy. It took him 3 times to convince me to fire this guy because he had done 13 pages for me, and he was just kind of dragging his feet. And so I just basically said, dude, I'm going to have to let you go and find somebody else. I actually had found there was a replacement on that day and then fired him.
Gilbert's been doing you don't want to fire anybody.
No, you don't. It's
Very Competent Comics is a very good name. Yeah, Stan Lee didn't write those Hulk issues. Those are Roy Thomas. Yes. How are the old Jupiter books compared to the new ones? Well, the new book is kind of in a different direction with new characters, and I like it. It's different, but the old Jupiter books, I really like it because there's a through story of I can't pronounce the main character's name, but it's the founding of a civilization, and I really liked it. They're coming up with laws and rules and everything. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Oh, Tim says he'll be right back. That's okay. I broke the game. What game? Oh, did the chat jump all the way back? Definitely. My chat is just jumping all over the place. We got the Perfect Collection here by my buddy Dave. Stan Lee was the publisher of Marvel Comics in the 70s. Yes. Hello, archivists. I wish I could get the names back to normal. I don't know if I hit I'm going to email StreamYard. I'll email StreamYard and see if you guys all watch more streams than me. I don't really watch a lot of streams. Are other channels having this problem too? Because I had this problem and then it corrected itself and now it's back. But anyway, let's get back to this. Dave, are you a fan of Mike Mignola, Hellboy?
I'm not really a fan, but I do appreciate the art style and the fact that he has created this entire world with the character and all. So I have some stuff. I have some trades of Hellboy. Yeah.
I highly recommend Hellboy. I mean, I got to admit that Mike Mignola's art didn't appeal to me when I first looked at it.
Mhm.
But now, oh my God, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so distinct. This isn't his art. This is this is Bridget Connell, but I think they're selecting people who are reminiscent of Mike Mignola. And Lady Baltimore, Lord
I see.
Baltimore is missing, and his wife is looking for him, but then continuing his work. She's a monster hunter in Victorian England. And they found out, or during World War II, during World War II, and she's a monster. And they found people turned to stone, and now they found out that Marie Antoinette founded a society of Gorgons. You know, I just love all this mythology and superheroes and everything. There's a lot of. I'm hoping you'll see some Hellboy and Mac Mignola in my comics. This is Lone Star. Marcus Miller reached out to me and said, "Have you read any of my books?" And without getting into a lot of drama, I was poisoned against him by a certain individual for a long time. And then when Jesus came and put the dirt in people's eyes and they could see again, I started to realize I'm seeing everybody with fresh eyes. I was like, you know what, Mark, send me stuff. So he sent me a big bundle of comics. This was good. This was really good. This was it's
Nice colors.
yeah, nice colors. It's a superhero. My only criticism is, did I miss an issue? It seems like I jumped, and the world is already established. But I want to know more. So this Lone Star. My favorite thing is he's old. He fought in World War II. So everybody, it seems like all the superheroes in this world don't age. So he's an old-fashioned guy, and he doesn't know how to date. So he just kind of like just hangs out at the diner. He's got no hobbies other than being a superhero. And the waitress is finally like, "Are you going to ask me out or not?" And I like that relationship more than they fight vampires. How many times are you going to fight vampires? You know what I mean? Vampires and Nazis. It's just like, come on. But
seems like a more realistic version of Captain America.
Right. Yeah. And as I read this part, I'm going to spoil a page. Where is it? Come on. I don't want to spoil the whole comic. But he okay. That's the back cover. That looks pretty good. But anyway, I can't find the page, and I don't want to flip through the whole book. But a mugger comes, and the mugger just puts out his hands. He goes, "Okay, handcuff me, take me to the police." And he goes, "No police." And he literally breaks the guy's fingers. And I'm like, that's what the Raven does, my Batman character. And I'm going to explain that. He gets sick and tired of the police system, so the Raven just went a little nutty. What would you do if you were an adrenaline-filled superhero and you call your wife saying, I'll be home next week. And the wife goes, don't bother. I packed your bags. I want a divorce. So the Raven hangs up the phone and starts beating the crap out of everybody. So he's the anti-patriarch. Other channels are having this problem too. The chat can get finicky, but I haven't seen it pause. It paused for me. That smile art, yeah, it looks good. It is good. It's a well-made. He sent me a big stack of comics. That's just the first one I read. I wanted to read that because I heard about Long Star. Sorry, I'm going to have to switch to another stream 30 minutes. Okay. Don't want to miss comic book team. Yeah, comic book team up will be at 8:30 with RJ and me. Lone Star reminds me of Super Patriot. Yeah, without all the robotics and the preachiness. Super Patriot.
Really?
Super
I thought-
Patriot.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I had most of the first miniseries of Super Patriot.
Yeah, he's a super liberal who preaches too much.
I never got picked that up.
Oh, read the new Savage Dragon comics. He's just
New Savage Dragon. Yeah, this is
back then he was just a Captain America guy that just spouted populism. Now he spouts leftism.
well, and then he had a connection to Die Hard from Young Blood. But
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Die Hard. I mean the Super Patriot from when I was collecting those books.
I had a dream. I went. Oh, you went. So you serial Cade Thor because he was after your wife. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, so this is 3 weeks worth of X-Men comics. I do these on Sunday Comics, so this is X-Men 100. How many times have we seen this cover homaged?
Oh, many times.
This is X-Men 101.
That and the first appearance of Cable.
This is such a great cover. Oh my god, I love this cover. Such a great issue. Too bad they destroyed it in Fantastic Four 286. And then look at that cover. Oh my god, that is so cool. Colossus fights the Juggernaut. You know, so
You
good.
look at Wolverine cover, the one where he's knee deep in bullets and he's got like a submachine gun. He's got a stogie in his mouth.
Oh yeah.
Was it 36?
I forget what issue that is.
That's Mark. Yeah, Mark Silvestri drew that one, and that is just such a dope ass cover.
So this is Frankenstein from the world of Hellboy. This is Mike Mignola, Thomas Snegogas. So this is Frankenstein. He, in the books, he goes to the North Pole and falls in the ice. Well, so many people have him like revived in the ice later on. So these humans find him. Well, not really humans. They're humanoids, let's say, because this is after. For those, spoiler alert for Hellboy comics. Spoiler alert for Hellboy comics. I'm giving you a couple of seconds to tune on. The world ends. The world ends. The world is destroyed and a new civilization arises. There's like frog people and lizard people. So these people worship Frankenstein, and he finally wakes up, and now he's exploring the world. And I really, really, really like it. It's such a bizarre premise to have Frankenstein in. This is Dime Store Detective. This is by John Dexter. Sorry, Dave Brink, but this guy is the best comic book writer in the indie comics right now.
Kind of looks like a. Sorry.
Good.
It kind of looks like it might be an homage to a Batman cover, maybe.
This is it's a pulp detective story. Now, speaking of, John Dexter just sent me a message. His ears must have been burning, but it's I think it's 6 issues, and it's just goes back and forth in time. The only thing I can compare it to is the first season of A True Detective. He's such a good writer. So but Dave makes the best superhero comics. There you go. Dave's superhero comics are so freaking good. But this John Dexter, I don't say this about too many people because comic books to me are the top. But this should be like a Netflix series. It's it's written like one. This looks like an empty bag. Yep, empty bag. Here we got Hulk 139. I also love this comic. This is the leader decides to mind control all of Hulk's villains and throw them at the Hulk. We've got the Rhino, the Abomination, Crusher Creel, the Absorbing Man. This is the Glob. This is the Wrecker and the Mandarin. Look at that.
Wait a
Herb
minute.
Trimpe.
Isn't Rhino a Spider-Man villain?
Yeah, but he's a big, strong guy, so you got to fight the Hulk. Just like Crusher Creel is a Thor villain.
Right.
The Mandarin is an Iron Man villain, but it's Marvel, so they all fight each other. Sandman is a Spider-Man villain. This is a Hulk. X-Men 99. This was the first time the new X-Men fought like mutant persecution. You know, they did like 1 out of 6 stories were mutants. The rest of them were just the adventure stories fighting dinosaurs in the Savage Land. This was terrible. This was this was one of the few good ones. This is the Hulk gets shrunk down to the microverse and he meets Jarella. Wheelie in the Chopper Bunch #5. So again, this is the first comic that John Byrne drew, so I had to get it because I'm a freak.
Is that John Byrne?
Yeah, this is John Byrne. This is John Byrne.
Seriously?
Yep. It's not his first comic. I forget what his first comic was, but this is his first series for Charlton Comics. John Byrne, I think his very first comic book was Raj 2000, which was a backup in E-Man. And then he did that's why you'll see sometimes John Byrne, a lot of times in his comic books, you'll see a car drive by with the license plate that says Raj 2000, because it's he's homaging his first, it's his original character.
Wow.
But this is John Byrne doing a cartoon that lasted 1 season.
Okay.
It was Cars before Cars. In my brain, these were proto Transformers. If I was to become emperor of all comic books, you better believe I would tie Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch somehow to the Transformers. This was the first issue of Shade to Blue. This is a second printing, so I had to get it. I'll be pissed off if I find out the other issue that I bought was also second printing. This is Chili. This is Marvel Comics when they called their girls line. So this is Stan Lee and Stan Goldberg. So the two Stans. And this is Stan Goldberg. Every once in a while would use a pen name because he would also work for Archie, and Archie didn't want him working for other people. But I think he got like special dispensation to do this. But it only lasted 8 more issues. So this is literally, this is Chili Storm. She's the bad girl. And this is Millie the model. And Millie the model is the good girl. She's the blonde good girl. She's the fiery red. And somewhere along the way, they decided that she is Johnny Storm's cousin.
Oh, geez.
So you better believe if I was to write the Fantastic Four, I would be bringing Chili Storm up.
I tell you, if you somehow had the authority to make was it a Wheelie and the Wet Bunch?
Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch.
I would pray so hard that Megatron goes Transformers 1986 on them so bad.
This is Precious. Okay. Did Hellboy World at least end well? Oh, do you want me to spoil it? I'll give you a minute or two before
Yeah,
I
I gotta go anyway.
okay.
I need sleep.
I only got about 10 more
bail
minutes.
out just like that? Okay.
Right.
Everybody,
guys.
check out Genuine Comics live on Kickstarter right now. He's got a let me put
On Fuck My
you didn't
Comic.
get it in private chat.
Yeah.
But you got Perfect 10, the hardcover collection, softcover collection, and issue 6, and all the back issues available on his newest campaign. I cannot recommend this series enough. So good, so much fun, so much fun. My favorite
Thank you,
superhero
John.
comics. Yep.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Peace.
Adam Lawson recommended this series to me.
I love watching his reviews.
Yeah, he's so energetic. He's so
Yes,
energetic.
And he doesn't say anything negative about anybody. If he likes a book,
Right.
he'll tell you about it.
Oh,
And
me
it.
and him did our top 5 comics, and then I got to pester him again because we were going to do the next 5, and that was just going to be the name of a series where we just go to the next 5 and the next 5, and basically just recommending good comics. But he's so energetic. But this is Precious Metal. This is Image Comics. To me, this is the closest you're going to get to a heavy metal Mobius comic without it being a heavy metal Mobius comic. I don't know why I like it, but I do like it. It is trippy and bizarre, and it's close to like 70s Fantastic Worlds comic. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. This is Kaijus and Cowboys.
That's almost like Aliens versus Cowboys.
But it's so with the premise of this, it's in the future. A ship lands on a planet, and they're sending out robots. and the robots are fighting kaijus so that they can colonize the planet for humans. So it's really robots versus kaijus. But the robot has a cowboy. He styles himself, and he calls himself the cowboy. So it's cowboy versus kaijus, and it's
That
Frankie
sounds so
Washington.
cool. I want to be able to get a copy of that.
Yeah, it's on Kickstarter. If you direct message me, I'll send you the link so that you can pick it up.
Okay.
But Frankie Washington, this is the latest issue. My only criticism is he doesn't put the numbers on the cover.
Does he have at least a store somewhere that you could let me if I miss it, I can pick it up later?
I think so. Again, message me because I won't remember because I'm kind of stupid.
I see.
So message me and then I'll get you Frankie's information. He's a great guy. You'll never meet a more enthusiastic comic book guy. And it's funny because his favorite artist of all time is Herb Trimpe. So he talks about, you should hear him talk about Herb Trimpe. So here we go. This is the Behemoth Zeron, the Star Slayer. These are just, like I said, not the best. This was bizarre. Hulk, they shoot Hulk into space and he finds the Abomination as a slave. I've done it. The Abomination has killed the Hulk. And then the Hulk lands in Latvia. It's just like, oops.
It seems
The
like
Hulk
they just didn't know what to do with the Hulk.
Right. They didn't know what to do with the Hulk. Here's Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch #3. You could definitely you could see the John Byrne lines in this.
Yeah.
This is
I swear, if you had the ability to connect that with Transformers, I'd hope Megatron kills all of them.
Wheelie never hurt nobody. The Chopper Bunch are a bunch of jerks. He could kill the Chopper Bunch, but Wheelie never hurt nobody.
I don't care, man. Nothing that can be connected to something as awesome as a Transformers. Come on.
So this is the first. So this is like Frankenstein in the temple, and this human girl. She goes up to him and just starts talking to him, and then all of a sudden he just wakes up, and the priest's like, "How'd you wake him up?" And she's like, "I talked to him." He's like, "You're not supposed to talk to him." Like, well, maybe that's why you never woke up. But look at this. This is the world now. So he's exploring the world with this girl sidekick. And I love this. This sword existed. You could see the sword. This sword was created back like in Hyperborean times, like millions of years in the past. And it's like one of the things that just one of Hellboy's agents, BPR, they found the sword and used the sword. Like, so this sword is just like.
So he's like Frankenstein, but he's like kind of like Conan at the same time.
Yeah, fighting monsters and everything. Look, here he is. He's just fighting monsters.
Wow,
It's really good, really good.
Have you seen the? I know you're probably not big on anything Rob Liefeld does, but he has this character called Prophet, and
I got both series of Prophets, and I gotta say, I still don't know what happened. I read them all, and I have no idea. Worst storytelling of all time.
I think there's a hint in the original series. Because there's a guy that had John Prophet's DNA and he was cloning him, and then we got this series where it's like millions of years in the future, and there's all these clones of the Prophet. And he's been eating this one clone's been eating all the other clones.
Oh, that's pretty gruesome.
That is.
If the hero beats all of his villains at once, then how can they be taken? Because they were mirages. They didn't really exist. They were illusions created by the leader, so he didn't really beat them. There you go. Bye-bye.
That's called plot armor.
I've really grown to. It's just like a filler. Every issue of that Roy Thomas run so far, except for the Roy Thomas issue, has been filler. I've really grown to appreciate Herb Trimpe Hulk. It's almost like, oh crap, we forgot to do the Hulk again. Okay, he's in space last issue. He falls to Earth. He lands in Latvia. He fights Doctor Doom. Okay, that's a good go. Not the Goon. I love the Goon. Goon is so good. This is issue 4 of Them That Don't Stay Dead. It's so good. It's a sequel to a Chinatown story, which the Goon is all goofy humor, but Chinatown, there's no humor in it, and it is the saddest freaking book you'll ever read. It's so good. I love that Eric Powell could go from literally goofiest kindergarten humor to like pulling your heartstrings. So this is, I like these Universal monsters. They're making 4 issues of these. So this is the last issue of the Creature.
Oh, wow, look at that.
The art is so good, and it's kind of interesting because this girl goes to the Black Lagoon because she's an FBI agent on the hunt for a serial killer.
Oh, I'm still here. I'm just
and
I'm getting to it.
They stumble upon the creature. So what's worse, the serial killer or the creature from the Black Lagoon? You know what I mean? It's a moral choice. It was pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. There are good comics, ladies and gentlemen. Even in 2016, there were still good comics being made. So I just love that. When
There was
people
that one guy said about good music. Oh, there's this one guy. He did that character Filthy Frank on YouTube, and he's talking about the I hate my own generation's music kids, and he talked about how sucky they are as people. Because there's still good music coming out today, but you're just too lazy to kind of get past the shitty.
Well, that's one of the things. Like the whole comics get everything like that. We all listened to Richard C. Meyer when he talked about the mainstream is terrible. We all accepted it, but we also knew that there were good mainstream comics. We didn't have to say every day. There are exceptions through, when we say I don't know, whatever we talk about,
right?
We all Democrats are idiots. We know that there's some good Democrats. You know what I mean? So I when I had Liam Gray on my channel, I was talking about stuff, and I go, Liam, we're talking in generalities. We're human beings. We understand. And for years that was the norm in Comicsgate. And Richard T. Meyer would say, "Oh, stop with the baby brain. You know what I'm saying," and that was the norm. And now all of a sudden, when you criticize Comicsgate, everybody, what about Graham Nolan? You know what I'm talking about when I say books are late, But this was a special issue of Mr. X. Mr. X as the series goes, it got weirder and weirder and weirder. I still like it, but I have no idea what's going on. Mr. X died in one issue, met God and went to heaven, and then they never referenced it again. Now, was it a dream? Was it a hoax? Was it a hallucination? I don't know. But it's that kind of comic book, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, here's Battle Gods #4. Look at that cover. Isn't that cover just awesome?
That is actually a cool cover.
This woman is using magic to summon evil Mayan gods to give her extra power to win the tournament. And
it's a tournament storyline.
Right. So I didn't read issue 5 yet, so it's gonna backfire. Oh, I did read issue 5, so I didn't read issue 6. But this is all the characters. Here's G.I. Joe #2. Oh man, I loved this. I'm talking, I got teary-eyed reading this. It is so well written. I could see why people love G.I. Joe. I avoided G.I. Joe because I wanted superhero comic books. I didn't want war comics. But man, everybody was like, I got shamed by Tonic Ball into reading the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I admit that I was wrong. They're really good. And I forget who shamed me about G.I. Joe, but they were just like, go ahead.
I had a really rare, was it Anything Goes comic book. And I mean, it was rare because it had a short story of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in it.
But this was really, really, really good. They all thought they were going to die. So they were passing the MacGuffin. You go. I'll hold Cobra back. No, we're a team. No, the mission. We got to. I can't leave you. To the point they're pulling guns on each other. You're gonna go. You're gonna be survivor. I'm not gonna be the survivor. You're gonna be the survivor. You know what I mean? Like, I'll die for the team. I'll die for the. No, you ain't dying for me. I can't live if you die. To the point. And it was just like touching. I really liked it. So here's more Creature of the Black Lagoon. We got Omnipro with the creature question. What type of fish humanoid is the creature from the Black Lagoon? An anglerfish? I don't know, but he's a deep one. He's all the Universal monsters came from Lovecraft. Frankenstein was a golem. There's a lot, and a reanimated zombie. That's
what? Wait.
The Blob was a Shoggoth. Creature from the Black Lagoon is a deep one. And yes,
when was H.R. Lovecraft? When did he start writing?
He started writing, I think his first story was 1918, and I think his last story was he died in 36, and some stories came out posthumously.
And Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein when?
I think the 1880s.
Yeah, I would say that maybe Lovecraft drew inspiration from her.
Oh yeah, obviously, but I'm saying all the Universal monsters also existed in Lovecraft. And Shelley, I don't think invented the. And Bram Stoker didn't invent vampires. There was vampire stories before.
Oh, there was
maybe Shelley did create the the reanimated dead. I don't know. That's a good question. But Lovecraft had reanimated dead. He had zombies. He had werewolves. But everybody always thinks of Cthulhu, But Deep
Oh, that's
One,
because that's the famous one. Yeah,
right? This is Project Analysis, episode 6. This is Paul Thayer.
I have seen that cover everywhere. That looks like a good cover.
He's good. This I joke all the time, but this nobody's got more hustle than this guy.
Oh, that looks pretty
He
gruesome.
he
too.
goes
Look
to
at
comic
that.
conventions. He'll sell 600 comics at a day, at conventions. This guy is hustling. He probably sold more comics than anybody else, except for Eric July, and they're good. These are Image comics. These are 90s Image comics, but well written. The names drive me crazy. Paul knows that. I'm a name guy.
I'll let that remark go, but that's okay.
G.I. Joe is more of a superhero style. To me, G.I. Joe is superheroes are power fantasies. G.I. Joe is a loyal fantasy. It's a bunch
No,
of
there's a reason why they made that version of G.I. Joe like that, because at the time the Vietnam War was still very unpopular. So basically, I think they had the Japanese help reinvent G.I. Joe, and since that was very, very successful, then they made a cartoon and a toy line out of Transformers.
I do have some Lovecraft comics. Lovecraft stuff is public domain, so a lot of them are really bad. A lot of them are just tentacles. Like, that's not Lovecraft. Find me a story where there's tentacles. Find me a Lovecraft story where there's tentacles. Cthulhu has tentacles, but it has nothing to do other than the description. But bonus points if you don't know how Bram Stoker came up with Dracula's names. A Dracul, right? It doesn't mean dragon, isn't it?
Yeah, Vladimir the Impaler.
Vlad the Impaler, Dracul. He was, I think a dragon was his crest.
Yep.
That makes sense. Power fantasy versus loyal fantasy. But this is X-Men 98. This is the first time the new X-Men fight Sentinels. This is issue 3 of the Creature of the Black Lagoon. Just a great cover.
That is a pretty good cover.
Good colored. And I love the stitching on the hands.
Yeah.
Hint: the serial killer dresses up like the creature.
Okay.
This is Will Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch. This is not John Byrne drawing the cover. I don't know who drew the cover, but this is not John Byrne. But the interior is John Byrne. Oh, Dracula means bad blood in Irish. I did not know that.
Huh.
Isn't Dracula just Alucard spelled backwards? Yep, that's where it came from. This is concrete number 1. Fabrizio Aiello and I, we do a series every once in a while called Post-Tentious. That's when you're not pretentious. You are beyond pretentious. You are post-tentious. And we just take some obscure artsy-fartsy comics and talk about them. And, Concrete to me isn't as pretentious as, like, the first one was Sebastian O. And then when we find another artsy-fartsy comic, we'll talk about it. But that's a fun series. I enjoy spending time with Fabrizio. Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch. Yeah, I don't think this might be John Byrne on the cover. I'm not 100% sure, but you could recognize John Byrne's lines anywhere. And this is the actual Florida Man number 1. And that's good because at 8:30 I got to talk with RJ. So that's what I'm going to do. So if I can employ you to check out Melvin over on Amazon, Zed and Odysseus over there on Amazon,
and don't forget Walmart if you're not into the whole Amazon thing, or if you know what Barnes and Noble is, Barnes and Noble.
Oh wow, I got to talk to you about getting in Barnes and Noble. That would be awesome.
Oh, I'd say talk to RJ.
You know what's funny? I'll talk about this quick. My Santa Claus story, the Odin story. I would like that to be in stores, and I think it's got mainstream appeal. So that comic, I don't care how good or bad it sells. I think I'm going to go through RJ and have him publish it, print it, ship it, because that comic, I think more than any other comic that I work on, needs exposure because it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. I the plotting is done and the scripting is beginning, and RJ's making a couple. Renzo is making a couple of posters. I might even push it up on the schedule. I'm so excited about it.
No, Christmas Story.
But it won't be this Christmas. Maybe next Christmas. Maybe a year from now. We got to be realistic. All right, but I'm gonna go because RJ's gonna come over. We're gonna RJ from the Fourth Age, and we're gonna talk comics. So thanks a lot, everybody. I'll see you. Bye bye.
Peace.